All right, let's hit Jonas before he has to go to
I
bed.
like his son in
Hey,
the back.
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed.
Yeah,
How's Sweden treating you?
it's good. I was on a cruise yesterday. It was
All
amazing.
right.
Nice.
How was the weather?
Cold. So
Really?
cold. Yeah.
What? Oh man. So they deal with Celsius, right?
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
So
that's everywhere.
America's the only screwed up place that does it that
Oh
way,
my
right?
gosh. Yes.
yeah, and also your weight is like pounds. It's really
Yeah, you got kilograms. Kilograms
They
actually
do- yeah, but
make more
everything's
sense.
like it's only in the United States. It's like I wish we'd all just the United States would just conform that the rest of the way the
Oh
world
my gosh.
doesn't.
All right. So, what's up, man? How can we help you out?
yeah. So when you get inbound calls, if you like send out postcards, do you just like ask them, what's your name, what property do you own? Is-
You could take
Yeah,
this
so
one.
you get inbound calls. You're going to qualify the sellers. So you're going to ask the same 4 questions. So you know what I mean. You asked her, hey, can you tell me a little about the property? Like, it doesn't have to be that exact order, but it's like, first of all, if someone's calling me, are you the owner of the house? Yes. Are you interested? Great, right? So usually I don't go off of why do you want to sell it? Because that's kind of like a little too abrupt. So I'll mix up like, hey, can you tell me a little bit about the house? Why would you, that seems like a good house or interesting house. Okay. Why would you even be looking to sell it? When are you looking to sell? I mean, why? And then, time frame. And then from there.
Yeah, because right now, as soon as they're like, yeah, maybe I want to sell, but not right now. Maybe in like 6 months. I
Yeah.
I just
So,
I just write them down.
yeah. But the
Maybe
rule
that's
for that is the half rule, right? So if someone says, call me back in 6 months, you call them in 3 months. Yeah.
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 I've been doing that.
Listen,
But
guys, you don't understand most like when we're connecting, we go out marketing, like we're being aggressive as wholesalers. Everybody call that not how many times have you guys sold a personal house like either a realtor or an investor called you perfectly the day you're ready to sign it? It's impossible. So I'm just telling you, a big majority of our deals comes just from the follow-up. And once you build rapport, like when they actually go to sell it, they'll think of you. It's really frustrating when someone's more than like 6 months out. I get it. But let me ask you this, Jonas, if I planted a seed, said if you come back in a year, that seed you paid 2 cents for it will turn into $100 bill. Will you come back and check on it in a year and maybe check on it every 3 or 4 months?
yeah,
That's what you're doing. You guys got to plant some seeds. We all want to harvest today. I love it, but like sometimes we got to get through like the winters. Do not blow off a follow-up lead because they need 6 months. People need time, like they do. Your job is to find out if they're telling you the truth. How do you do it? You qualify them. You ask them the 4 pillar questions and just go through it and say, especially on the timeline. That's the most important part. If they say they're a year out, I'm not going to go into a deep conversation. I'm just going to have a feel-good conversation. I'm going to make a note and put it in the database. And if they tell me to call them in 6 months, cut it in half, call them in 3 months.
yeah,
And what happens is you get thousands and thousands of people like that. It's just a numbers game. So if you had 200 people in there in your database said, call me back in 6 months, 1 to 3% of them will eventually be ready to sell. 6 months, Jonas, you're young, but I'm telling you, man, time goes by fast. And the older you get, the faster it goes by. So it'll go by like really quick. So you're young. Those leads in 6 months will be worth so much more money. And
mm,
all I do is try to send it just try to be nice to them, build a little rapport, move on. And then you just kind of circle the wagons. You'll never get it perfectly when they're ready. But hopefully they call you or the best is when you call them, they're like, I was trying to find your number and I couldn't find it. I'm like, oh my gosh. I can't tell you how many people I've probably lost because I didn't do a correct follow-up and they sold to somebody else. On the flip side, I've had a lot of people call me. Goes, remember I reached out to you 8 months ago? We're ready to go now. I'm like, thank God. Like the best is when you follow up and they go, I was just getting ready to call like you and 3 other wholesalers. I'm like, oh, okay, great. Perfect. So you got it. Like follow up, guys, follow up is almost half your business, if not more. So a lot of people say 70%. I think that's a little much, but um, if you can come back and harvest the money 6 months later, do it.
Oh yeah.
So timing's everything in this business.
yeah.
So speed.
And like for an example, I got a guy. He has 16 acres of land in Georgia. That he's in Virginia. He's been there for like 15 years. And he's like nothing less than 70. But like he's in Georgia, so that is a motivating factor. But maybe he's not so motivated. Should I? Is that a guy I should drop, or no? Like from CRM?
I mean, is he ready? Like, what's his time frame?
He wanted to sell. I asked the chat room, whenever. But
if he wants to sell now, then lock it up. I mean, find a buyer, see what price they're buying for.
Yeah, you
lock it up. Land works where you need to find the buyer sort of first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I tried to do, one guy said like, oh, it's like 120 for that land.
And what does he want to sell for?
Yeah, but then I posted it in a Facebook group. I didn't post the address, but I posted the location, okay. And no one's gotten back to me. So I don't know.
Sell it for?
He wanted 70, so I just put it out for 75.
I would honestly lock it up. If you've already found someone who wants to sell it for 120 or something.
No, he didn't want it, but he was local, so I just asked him, a ballpark price for.
Find a buyer, man. I mean, you can cold call this cash sales. You can just start harvesting land buyers. Like, go to the Facebook groups and do it.
Make sure you vet them.
Yeah.
So you go on the freewholesaling.com and teach you how to do it. Guys are like, oh man, I tick off so many cash buyers that get upset when I ask for a proof of funds. They're not buyers. You're saving yourself energy. Anybody who won't give you a proof of funds means A, they don't have it, or B, they're just kind of messing with you. Or they're another wholesaler, which honestly, I'm okay. If a wholesaler calls me and you're just going to be honest with me, I'll hear you out. But if you're going to lie to me and tell me you're just a retail cash buyer, I'm going to sniff you out real quick.
Oh, yeah. So.
Yeah, and I found a little town in Georgia. It's I've gotten really good response when I'm cold calling.
Don't say it out loud on here.
Yeah,
so.
Don't say it.
Please. Oh yeah, I'm not
trying to protect you.
But it's like 15 to 20K population, and you guys say like 100 to 200.
Those work plenty, man. I'm telling you.
Okay.
We just want you to be able to generate enough leads, and that's the only challenge when you do like tiny little towns. They still work, but
we live in a town 16,000 people, okay, and we've made millions in just this city alone. Obviously, it's more St. Lucie, but like it doesn't matter. Like 16,000 people. There's plenty of deals here. So,
all right,
you got it, Jonas.
You got this, man.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Have a great one.